What's up, everybody? I'm gonna do a video here in a second. I want to talk about a bullish scenario. I know I said I was going to. I need to test this sound out real quick. I do a video here in a second. I want to talk about a bullish scenario. That sounds fine to me. I know there's not going to be a lot of people on this live stream, and that's all good, but I don't have time to edit a video, so I figured live stream's the best. So if somebody does get here, cool, like Sean Green is here. And I'm just going to jump right into the video right now, talk about this bullish scenario for Litecoin. Before I start this video, before I get into the charts a little bit, this doesn't necessarily mean that I think we're about to go bullish here. However, I have some, indicators that I'm watching that kind of might warrant a bull run. And if those things happen, I'll be extremely happy. But let's actually first, I want to start with this tweet I tweeted earlier. I said 1 million plus YouTube views. Thank you anyone who follows along. So you can see the analytics from my YouTube account. And I found this comment, I just read it, hilarious. Your views look like the Litecoin chart. Good stuff, my favorite crypto channel. And I love that he said that, because every time I look at my analytics, it really does look like, does that not look like a Litecoin chart? So you can see right now, even, you see this higher, you see kind of this higher high. We've had these lower lows. Now I have a higher high in views. So that could give us a good sense on where the market's going. But let's start on the weekly with Litecoin. Again, I'm going to do a bullish scenario with where we are in the charts. I said I would do it the other day, so let's do it. So obviously weekly, first off, let's point out how stinking oversold we are down here on the stock RSI, and also just to get a sense of the momentum of these downward moves and then these pullbacks, to get a sense of that on the stock RSI. You can see it happen. This first downward move to the low, the first low, and the pullback to that new lower high right here didn't even bring us above like 20 on the stock RSI on the weekly. So it was a pullback, obviously, and there was a good amount of percentage gains right there. However, momentum wise, really not much happening, and we soon created another low, obviously. And then this most recent pullback to 180 that we had on Litecoin, we got a little bit more momentum above the 20 on the stock RSI. So that's for starters. We're extended. I've talked about this already, and I like what the Woodsman just said. Pound the likes. Please pound the likes. I don't know how many people are in here right now, but if you're in here, pound the like button. I really do appreciate it. It like inspires me. It motivates me. So anyway, so overextended, oversold, no doubt about it. Whether or not we enter a long-term bull market, a continued uptrend, that's yet to be seen. Even if we continue back up, we might form a new lower low, right? And then bounce off that. But let's talk about the weekly first off before we go into the daily and 4 hour. You see I have this bullish weekly doji on the weekly. And if my chart wasn't so messy, you can see it. You can see these weekly candles at the bottom of each of these previous downtrends in Litecoin. So right there, right here, and I believe you guys can see that. So now we have another one kind of, should be closing soon. I believe tomorrow, I'm not sure exactly what time. But it's a bullish weekly doji as of now. It's a star doji with, between the open and the close of the weekly candle, it's a very small trading range. So that's a good sign. So we're talking bullish here, right? So I'm going to try and get as many bullish scenarios as possible. That's one of them right there. So next we can go to the daily. And I've talked about this in videos, and I'll just bring it up very briefly, especially if you've been watching, you're probably sick of hearing it. But in regards to how oversold we are in this extension that we have away from the 50 EMA on the 4 hour, or I'm sorry, on the daily charts, you can see this first downtrend, right? We were around 38, and this isn't exact. I didn't go down to the wick. I remember that wick, I think it was like within 20 minutes, it's just like we wicked down. So I'm just calling it 35-40%. The second bottom from the 50 EMA, 33%. And now where we are right now, around 31%, and obviously even a wick lower than that. So we're in that general range where we typically see a pullback back to the 50 EMA. We slingshot back up to it. So that's another bullish case scenario of why we might have a run. So to piggyback on those two things, those are kind of foundational things happening right now in terms of Litecoin and the charts and all that good stuff. I want to talk about what we have forming. And I actually think I tweeted this. I tweeted this the other day, and I should have found it. I'm gonna go to Twitter real quick. I just want to see if I can find it. I think I tweeted it. I meant to tweet it. I think it was in regards to a reverse head and shoulders possibly forming, and I could be wrong. And it looks like I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't tweet it, but I meant to. I did tweet it. So I said, is this desperate attempt at seeing an inverse head and shoulders here? And I think that was a different head and shoulders pattern a few days ago, obviously on the 27th. So it might be a different pattern than this one. So anyway, I've been kind of looking for a reverse head and shoulders in Litecoin in terms of forming a bottom, because that's often what happens, and it's indicative of a bottom and a trend reversal. So right now you can see an upward sloping neckline in reverse head and shoulders would be a bullish reversal pattern. Usually in a regular head and shoulders, what traders look for is a downward sloping neckline for confirmation, and in a reverse head and shoulders, for confirmation to go back up, you look for an upward sloping neckline. So really, you're kind of getting that in this formation that's happening right now in Litecoin. And what would that look like? It could look like we bounce off of where we are now, like $79, which I don't think that'll happen. It could also look like we revisit $75, which is this previous low right here, and maybe we find some support at $75 if we trickle down there and then bounce up, and then we retest. Obviously, we have to retest the 50 EMA on the 4-hour, and then we would test that upward sloping neckline no matter where it is. So that's kind of what I'm looking for right now in terms of the charts. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't. I think I'm a little bit more short-term bearish right now still, because we've had these continued lower lows in Litecoin and the markets, right? And we've even had similar cases where we're looking for a possible formation of a reversal of reverse head and shoulders, and then it doesn't happen. We're let down, and in this case, it would be like we would be let down if we break $75 and then we form a new lower low at 70 or something. That would be one of those letdowns. And what happens is the market can only take so many of those letdowns, right, before people get depressed and people start really jumping ship. So that is something that could lead to capitulation. That could be something that leads to the bottom. But let's talk about let's talk about a bull trend forming here. So maybe we bounce off of 75, and then what we would look for is break the 50 EMA, break the trend line, and then once above that trend line, which is the neckline of the reverse head and shoulders, we look to kind of come back and retest it. So maybe that's at $85, right? I don't know where it would be. I don't know the time frame of this formation. But if we retest it and then we actually bounce off it, then we're talking possibly a third bottom that we've formed, because we'd have this high, we'd have this higher low, and then we'd have a high, and then we'd be tracking higher lows from that point on. And I talked about in yesterday's video, that is the first step, and that would transfer and translate into the daily, looking for the same thing, higher highs, higher lows, and then we'd have this bottom. And then, if you zoom out on the charts, you'll see kind of this V form. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Another thing that's kind of been cool is, and my chart is really messy right now, maybe I zoom in a little, it'll be easier to see, is you can see in this reverse head and shoulders that I have right here, right? Basically, you see the volume kind of fading in each peak. So you have volume here, and then you can see the volume at the bottom of this one, and that's kind of also what traders look for in reverse head and shoulders. The volume in each peak gets smaller, right, before a breakout happens. So that's kind of occurring as well. But obviously, if you go back to the daily, speaking of volume, it's one thing that we need. You can see we're kind of in the middle here, around 50 on the stock RSI. So we have plenty of room to go if we're going to form a bullish uptrend now. And that's kind of it. That's what I'm looking for in terms of a bullish run if it were to happen. I know we had that good day yesterday. You can kind of see it right there on the 4-hour chart. Maybe you can't see it because this chart is a mess. But we had a good day yesterday, and people are feeling better today. But it's happened before. We've had green days, right? We have them, nice days, and then the market just keeps going down. So don't get your hopes up, but definitely be ready for it. So this is an upside potential type of deal, and right now we're trading in this little box, in this little channel. Get your stuff in order, figure out what you want to do for if we go up, and if we go down, that's kind of the name of the game. And that's kind of what we do here. We're always trying to see what's up, what's going on. But those are my thoughts. Possible reverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour chart. You heard it here first, and let's track it. Let's see what happens. Probably as I upload this video, it's probably gonna break. We'll probably just break down to 70. I'm so negative. All right, I'm gonna go in the comments a little bit and say what's up, so I can just see what you all are saying. What's up, Stephen O'Neill? What's up, Red Pill Dude? That reminds me of Matrix. What happened to Crypto Charts Joe on Twitter? Don't know. Alexander, what's going on? Jerry says, I hope I can have 1,000 Litecoin by next August. I think it's possible. Well, so in today's Bitcoin video that I did, I talked about the last bear market, and I'll bring it up to you guys in case you missed it, in case you missed that video. There was a tweet I retweeted, which was basically showing last bear market from 2013 to 15 compared to this bear market, the blue one. And we still have 200 days to go before the end. And I just brought up in the video, if we have another 200 days to go, that really gives you until, I believe it's January 19th it was when I did the video, to accumulate. So if you want 1,000 Litecoin, right, and we continue going down until January 19th with these lower lows, if it's a longer term bear market, it gives an amazing opportunity if you are long on Litecoin. Amazing opportunity. Dang008 says T and A is BS. Drew Ferguson says Dan is the man. I'm not the man, but I appreciate that, dude. Thanks, Drew. Henry wants to accumulate 100 Litecoin. So totally, by January, if we're in a continued downtrend, you have plenty of time to accumulate. Don't get emotional. That's a key to it. Red Pill Dude, thanks for congrats on 1 million views. Hey David, what's up? Jim Flanagan's in the house. Henry Pham is in the house. Allmeyer Given says hodl. When do you think it's going to reverse? David, I don't know. I really just don't know. And I know everybody's predicting and everybody's saying. I think like my general sense right now is that we're going to go a little bit lower. But I tweeted a comment to somebody asking what I thought, and I said 80% of me thinks that we're going lower, but I hope that I'm 100% wrong, because I don't want to keep going low. But like I said, there's opportunity at those cheaper prices if you want more Litecoin, and if you want to be prepared. There's obviously no guarantees, right, that Litecoin will ever reach previous all-time highs, but many of us believe it's going to break those previous all-time highs and go much, much higher. And if you want the opportunity to just accumulate and have a really sick portfolio of not only Litecoin, but other cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and Cardano, then these prices, right, even where we are right now, if this was a low, are insane. But if we go lower, are even more insane. And great time to accumulate. So just plan accordingly. If that happens, be ready for it. And if we go up, be ready for that as well. That's like the best thing to do. January 19th is not a prediction. It was just me comparing the last bear market that we had with this one. And if it lasted like the exact amount of time, it would bring us to around the mid-January. That's all I was saying. I don't know if we'll go shorter or longer. Nobody does know. Chris says you can't compare this downtrend to last downtrend. The speed of this downtrend is much faster, and the chart completes its cycle much faster, hence starting a new cycle much faster. I thought the same thing, Chris, when I look at it. It does look like this chart this pattern is moving faster, is falling faster, and I kind of tend to agree with what you're saying, and I hope that's true. I really do. That's why, part of me doesn't think it will last until January, and hopefully we get a reversal before then. But could be fall, right? Could be fall time. It could be tomorrow. It could be right now as I'm doing this video. So those are my thoughts. Gonna keep chipping away at fractions. Variables, I believe, will be a key. One variable is if the market were to gain, let's say $1 trillion, everything will boom tomorrow. Tyler S. just did a video about, what was his video? Let me go look at that. Did he post that anywhere? Tyler S. Let's see. Taylor Swift. Tyler S. posted a video earlier. 10 trillion, that's what it was. Crypto market, 10 trillion to be brought in by Wall Street. And I believe he was referencing the Cardano founder in that video. So yes, 1 trillion, 10 trillion. Okay, Brent, 10 trillion, thank you. Yeah, Tyler S., he's the man. All the news and FUD coming out makes the chart complete faster because it's beginning to gain mass adoption. So even bad news is good news, right? Jeffrey Walker, my first time catching you live. Cheers. Cheers to you, Jeffrey. Thanks for coming by. It's like a weird time, 6:50 on Saturday. I'm doing a video live stream because I'm not really gonna have time to edit this when it's done. And me and Sarah we're gonna go golfing. Kind of have a little date night. Tyler must be in here. I don't think Tyler's gonna be in here. Why do you think volume has been so low? So low for the last month. It's just kind of what happens. And I don't know if you were at the beginning of this video, but that low type of volume at the downtrend, or at the end of a downtrend, or a pullback like this, a falling wedge, is a good sign that we might have a possible bounce. And also, if you're new, let me go to a different Litecoin chart, see if you just got here, because I know it looks like some people just got here. All my charts are messy, man. This is bad. I need to get better at this, cleaning this up. But if you just got here, I was basically talking about, this is so bad. Hold on, give me a second, everybody. So I was just talking about a possible head and shoulders in play right here with Litecoin. So possibly revisiting this $75 area for some support, and then bouncing back up, and then kind of breaking an upward trend line that we have there, also breaking the 50 EMA on the 4 hour. That's what I was looking at. It's a bullish pattern, the reverse head and shoulders. My missus thinks I've lost the plot with crypto. Let me put this double. Bitcoin compared to Wall Street cheat sheet. Where we at? I don't know. I don't have the cheat sheet open. And the last time I tried opening it on a live stream. It was just, the one I found was small. It was not good. So, David says, my girl thinks I'm nuts because I keep on buying. I don't care. David, Sarah, my girl, keeps telling me to buy. She wants to keep buying Litecoin. She's nuts. 401 days until next halving. I don't think this is a bull trap. I don't think anything really is going on to indicate that this is a bull trap. I mean, I know there are some, after yesterday, there's some people that are bullish, but I still think the mass majority of people aren't. And actually, I'll probably end the live stream here in a second. If you missed it, you can rewatch the beginning where I really talk about charts and a bullish uptrend. But I am curious, with everybody that's here, do you think, or how about this? Is your mindset bullish? If it's bullish, press 1. If it's bearish, press 2. Bulls, press 1. Bears, press 2. This chart, man. And I'm going to give it a second. I want to see what y'all say. We got a bull, a bear. Bull. Bear. Man, it's like 50-50. It's like 60-40. I think the Bears are winning. Some people are writing 3 and 4. I don't know what that means. Wow. It's like totally 50-50. So half of this live chat room is bearish and half is bullish. That gives you a really good sense of the market right now, doesn't it? That's nuts. Eric says capitulation will happen when we see all twos. Everybody throw out your predictions of Litecoin low. I want to see your predictions. You guys are always asking me my predictions. Let's see some of your predictions. I want to see how crazy you all are. Let's see it. Let's see it. Come on. $30 to $500 in January. Could you be any more broad? $65. Florian, 50. Rahul, 40. Kevin Smith says $60. Wow, 55 to like that $60 range. Brent says 45. Craig says 48. Look at that. You guys are all in like that 45, 60, 65. I haven't seen one $20. There's someone said $35. 55 then to 750 in January. The Woodsman. I think it's totally realistic. I really do. I think when we do finally have a bull run, which I know there's no guarantees, but I think the odds are strong, right? That we're gonna have a continued uptrend after this eventual bear trend comes to an end, and it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be crazy. And if you want some reference to that, you can go to, so I just created. Tyler talks about it in his video a little bit. 10 trillion. When that money comes in, right? It's gonna be crazy. And we're in like a crazy time because the price range right now from all-time high to where we are is around 80%, and we're going through that time where the news, CNBC, people you talk to, cryptocurrency is not working. Cryptocurrency's dead. And that's the mindset of a lot of people right now, and it's happened over and over again in this market. And if you can have the strength, the fortitude, the mental strength to live through a time like this, right? To believe in the technology enough in the long term, if you have that mindset. And listen, the analytics on my channel, right? Let's go to that tweet. The analytics on my channel for views, it reflects the market because that's a reflection of people throwing in the towel, right? That's a reflection of people giving up on crypto, and it's probably the more lower lows you see in my analytics is probably the worse. It gets worse and worse to throw in the towel, because the lower cryptocurrency goes, it's even more of an opportunity to get into cryptocurrency. So if you're one of those people right now on this live stream, right, and in cryptocurrency that's just hanging in there, even if you've lost money and you're just like, I don't care, I'm gonna make this work, I'm gonna figure it out, then I think you're a smart cookie, because that's where the money's made. The money's made down here after 80% losses, right? So, and the money's made down here. The money's made down here if we go there. If you're long on Litecoin, you're long on Litecoin. Jeffrey Walker says, makes sense, not us though. We're the winners. We're the winners. Lower we go, higher we go. It's so true. I'm buying daily. I'm a firm believer that the market will fly high, says Steven Herzog. What's up, Steven? Good to see you in here, brother. The quicker we go down right now, the better the rebound will be. You'll be proven right one day. I hope so, Lee. I hope we're all proven right one day. I really do. Crypto's far from dead. Agreed. Think the Hollow will bring a good jump in prices this week for July. I'm putting 15,000 in January 2019. Eric, this is my favorite comment. Bull run, Sarah will love this. Bull run will happen during your wedding. And if you don't know, everybody, my wedding's July 4th, like literally in a few days. I'm shaking in my boots. I'm just kidding, I'm excited. But so I'm going to be getting married on July 4th, Wednesday, and imagine if we have a bull run on that day. How cool of a day will that be? And we're ending the night with fireworks. Come on. That could be it. That could be what we're waiting for. I think the markets are just waiting for me to get married. Thanks, Lee. Thanks, Woodsman. Appreciate it. But now since I'm here talking about my wedding, and I went over the charts, I think I'm going to end the live stream. Have to go get ready. We're going out. But really appreciate all of you for coming by tonight. I know it's like a weird time. 7 p.m. Eastern on a Saturday is a weird time, especially because on the East Coast, it's beautiful out. It's very hot, but it's beautiful. But appreciate all of you coming by. Let's see what happens. Look out on the 4 hour for that reverse head and shoulders. Look for some support, possibly at 75. Need to stay kind of above there for it to be in play. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we can break 80, 82 to 85 to kind of break that trend line, that neckline, and we'll see what happens. But as always, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the channel. I will see you in the next video, and God bless.